9.3 Blood vessels. Please make sure to go back to the objectives and make sure that you can fulfill them by the end of your studying. So, we learned that we have arteries and veins, especially when we were learning about the heart, when we said that the arteries are the vessels in which blood leaves the heart, and the veins are the vessels in which blood goes into the heart. So let's dig deeper into arteries and veins and learn about capillaries. So arteries are thick-walled vessels that take in high blood pressure. Why? Because when blood comes out of the heart, it comes in high pressure. It's pushed by the heart into those vessels. So those vessels must be capable of containing this high push, this very strong push coming out of the heart. And this is what we call blood with high pressure. So that's why arteries have thick walls. And since they have thick walls, accordingly, they have narrow lumens here. The lumen is the empty space inside of the vessel. So they are thick-walled vessels. They carry oxygenated high blood pressure, and they divide into arterioles that divide into very thin capillaries. We will talk about capillaries in few minutes. So all arteries contain oxygenated blood because they are all branches from the aorta coming out from the heart. So they can distribute this oxygenated blood to all of the body organs, except for only one artery that is not coming out of the aorta, it's coming out of the heart directly and going to the lungs, which is the pulmonary artery. The pulmonary artery takes the blood from the heart to the lungs to get oxygen, which means that the blood inside it lacks oxygen. So that's why it is the only artery that does not carry oxygenated blood. It carries deoxygenated or oxygen-poor blood. After the blood goes into the capillaries, which are very thin vessels that allow the exchange, their walls are made only of one layer of cells, and they are very, very thin, and they have very narrow lumen. So after this, they gather again into venules, and then they make veins. So that's why veins carry blood back to the heart. And accordingly, after the exchange here in capillaries, this means that the oxygen has already been taken by the organs or the cells of the organs in order to do their aerobic respiration. So that's why the blood in the veins lacks oxygen. Also, veins carry the blood after all this work has been done. Now the blood is away from the heart. That's why the veins have lower pressure of blood, and they contain valves to ensure the passage of blood in one direction and that this blood will not fall back due to the low pressure. Okay, they have large lumen, they have thin walls, and they carry the oxygenated blood. As we said, capillaries, the third category of blood vessels, these are the very thin blood vessels that reach every cell in the body to do the exchange, and they come out of the arterioles or the arteries, and when they gather again, they make the veins. Let's take a look at this diagram here. Here we go. Arteries, thick walls, small lumen. This thick wall is made of muscle and elastic fiber to contain the high blood pressure coming out of the heart. And here we have the veins, wide lumen. They contain valves, and they have thin wall. Here are the capillaries, just made of one single layer of cells, and they have very small lumen. They reach every cell. Okay, this is just a reminder that the veins going into the heart are, yes, the pulmonary vein and the vena cava, superior and inferior vena cava. So here's the inferior vena cava. This is the singular way to say it. And this is the superior vena cava, getting blood from the upper body and the inferior from the lower body. And here the pulmonary vein bringing blood into the heart from the lungs. Here we go. We have the arteries leaving the heart. Here we have the aorta that divides into all the arteries going to all of your body organs, and the pulmonary artery going only to the lungs. Okay, as you see, blood leaves the heart in arteries, but blood enters the organs in arteries, and blood enters the heart in veins, but it leaves the organs in veins. Please remember, anything related to the lungs, pulmonary. Anything related to the kidneys, renal. Anything related to the liver, hepatic. Anything related to the stomach, gastric. Remember those terms. They will help you a lot while solving any questions or answering any questions. Okay, let's answer some questions. The diagram shows the human heart. Here you go. In which order does the blood pass through chambers during complete circuit of the blood after it returns from the lungs? Here we go. Blood returns from the heart through which vein? Yes, pulmonary vein. Which side of the heart? The left side of the heart. Here we go. This is the left side. So this is the pulmonary vein. Blood will enter from here first. And then where will the blood go? It will go here. What is this? The left ventricle. Now the blood will leave through the aorta. So this is the aorta. And go to the whole body organs. And then return back to the heart through what? What is this? This is the vena cava, the superior and inferior vena cava. Okay, where? To the right side of the heart, here in the right atrium, and then to the right ventricle. Now it's deoxygenated. It's going to leave through the pulmonary artery to the lungs again. So what is the journey? It's gonna be Q, R, P, S. So what is the answer? The answer is gonna be B, QRPS. Which blood vessel contains valves? Look here, arterioles. They don't contain valves because they are branches from the arteries, and arteries don't contain valves. Capillaries. Capillaries don't contain any valves. Renal artery. Anyway, any artery, does it contain valves? Of course not. Renal vein. Yes, because it's a vein. Renal again means going to the kidney, leaving the kidney. But this is not the issue in this question. In this question, we want to know which one contains valves. And of course, it's going to be the only vein in the question, which is the renal vein. Thank you, and I hope this video helps you study.